Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Thank God it's Friday. TGIF, here we are once again, and we're all around the world, across the nation, and we're here for another Friday. It's the Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan, and I thank all of you for being aboard with us for this Friday. Well, when you say Friday, you know that the weekend is not too far away. Now, a lot of you are maybe just getting off from work. Some of you are in your Saturday mode already, depending on what part of the world you're on. Some of you are almost getting there. It's late in the afternoon, early morning, and some of you are settled in and ready to go. However, we thank you so much for being along with us. We're going to be here for a whole full hour with nothing but talk and a lot of great conversation. And of course, we're coming live from New York. That's where we originate. And so it's 10 o'clock where we are right now in the morning. And whatever time zone you're in, just keep abreast of it, that every time we come on live at the time that you see on your clock right now, that's the time you look for, okay? And as we roll along, we're going to be here, as I said, for a whole full hour. We're going to be talking a lot of things and anything that you want to talk about. We want to greet our people who have been with us for all of these years. We thank you so much for being along with us. We want to thank people who may be possibly new and just want to chat with them just for a minute to let them know what it's all about. This show contains a lot of talk, dialogue, and you can be involved in it as well. And how you do that is use your computer board, your keyboard, your telephone, and your iPad, and all of the other electronic equipment that you may have, your tablet. Just type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on that big screen. And when I do, I will, naturally, I will acknowledge you, because that's what the show is all about. Free exchange of opinions and ideas, and we acknowledge that. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of those. And you may be at work right now. If you're at work, you may be on your coffee break. This could be your coffee break. And if it is, what I want you to do is take your coffee break, because sometimes you may be allowed 15 to 20 minutes coffee break. And if that's what you have, later for roaming around in the office, stay at your desk, watch the show, take your coffee break at the same time, because when that 15 and 20-minute break is up, you'll already be at your desk, and then you can get back to work and you can multitask and still watch the show at the same time. So we thank you so much for being aboard with us. We are here. We want you to know, too, that we're on 3 different platforms, just in case you didn't know that. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay, any one of those 3 platforms will get you out there. And you could talk to us just as well. Now, when you come in, you may meet others out here, because there are others in the room. You not only can talk to me, but you can talk to them as well. And then we can exchange back and forth. And if there's anything in particular that you may want to talk about, any subject at all, just because I throw something out there, that doesn't mean we have to linger on it all day. You can jump in anytime you want, and we can talk about it. And if it's an interest to all of the people who are watching us right now, naturally, we'll work on it. All right. So be in mind that you are welcome, and we want you to tell your family and friends about it. So let's start with this. If you're watching us on Facebook for the very first time, and those of you who've been watching us on Facebook already know that you can tag this show to your friends right now. And when you tag them, they'll see the tag is coming from you. They'll see it's coming from you. And all they have to do is say, okay, I know this guy, I know this woman. So they're not going to send me anything wrong. I'm going to click on that tag, and they'll bring them right to us. And when they come in, they'll see you, and they'll see me, and they'll see everyone else. Simple as that. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, perhaps they'll come back again and again. All right, because we look forward to that. We want all of these people, all of you guys to know that you're always welcome here. And keep in mind, just because you're new, that doesn't mean you're any less welcome or any less important than the people who've been here all of these years. You're just as important. So when you come in, feel at home, feel free. Have some coffee, have some donuts. Feel free. That's what we talk about. All right. Okay, during the show today, we got a lot of things to talk about. But first, I want to tell you that if you didn't do it just yet, do it now. Subscribe to us if you're watching us on YouTube. All right, you can do that because there's a button there right now, as you can see, it says subscribe in a black border, white letters says subscribe. And all you have to do is click onto that. Now, you may ask, is this one of those subscriptions that I have to pay for each week or each month, each year? The answer to all of those questions is one answer, one syllable, not even a syllable, just one word, and it has two letters. No, you don't have to pay anything. It's free. We don't charge anything here, and you're free to come in anytime you want. Now, the reason why we want you to subscribe to us is because we would like to find out who's out there. And it helps us a lot because the more people who subscribe to us, the bigger the audience will get. And only you can make that possible. So I'm asking you, please subscribe. Do it right now. Don't wait. It only takes a second. Only takes a second. Just move your mouse over, put the arrow on where subscribe, and just click. When you click, you have to do a left click. Okay? And that's all it takes. And you're in. And now that you're in, every week, if you happen to forget about the show is on the air and we come on live, you get an instant notification that will pop up to let you know that we're live. A lot of people do that. A lot of people forget about this show. With all of your activities that's going on throughout the week, you work, and your mind is set on one thing, your mind is set on the children, your work, or whatever it is. You forget about a lot of other things that are not as important as the ones that I mentioned. And that's why when you're online and you see that pop up, you notice something going on, that means we're on the air live. Now, if it's one of those days where we're not supposed to be on the air and you see a pop up, you still know that is something going on, so I want to check it out. Now, that could be anything. That could be posting a still photo or a video, and you want to see what we're doing? No problem. Just click onto it, and it brings you directly right to the page. That's our channel, YouTube channel. So do that now, subscribe, and tell your friends about it too. Just keep on subscribing and add some likes to the show. When we do the show, add likes to it. I really would appreciate that. They do have thumbs down on it too, but whatever you feel about it. But we want you to come along. All right. Now, those of you guys who are watching us on Instagram, there's nothing that you have to do special. The only thing that you have to do is just keep passing that word along to people and letting them know that we're out here and we're out there for them as we are for you. And when they see you out there, that will get them to come. All right. So we're out there for you. Just pass the word. Now, with that being said, we already told you what you can do with Facebook. You could tag this show on Facebook. Now, we want to do something similar. If you're not on Facebook, watching us on Facebook, and you're watching us on YouTube or Instagram, one of those two, you can do something similar. Cut and paste the platform that you're on right now, that link. Cut and paste that link and send it out to your friends. That's another form of tagging, right? That's all you have to do. Because that's basically what it is. You're cut and pasting a link. And that's how you tag. It's the same thing. And when you send that to them, they'll see it. They'll click onto it. Brings them right here. you know. So keep passing that word along. We've got a lot of things today. Thank you so much for joining us for this Friday TGIF. I want to tell you one thing, though. This is something that I'm not going to close off the show without telling you. So I'm going to tell you now, and then I'll tell you before we go off the air. This weekend, if you haven't heard about it, I'm telling you now, it's not too late. This weekend, you are to set your clocks up 1 hour, right? Because we're going to daylight savings time now. That's this weekend. And that's Sunday at 2 a.m. You are to set your clocks up. So you're going to lose an hour's sleep or lose an hour of socializing or whatever it is that you do, you're going to lose an hour. Now, I can't speak on how you're going to handle your social life or anything like this, but as far as your sleep goes, I would suggest going to bed an hour early than you usually do. This way you won't be tired. That makes sense. Does that make sense? All right. However, you have to do it. You have to do it. And the other reason why you have to do it, because let's say, for instance, if you don't do it and you go to work on Monday, right? You go to work on Monday, you're going to be marked late. You're going to be marked late because we're taking an hour away from you. And let's say, for instance, if you leave at 8 o'clock and supposed to be there at 9 o'clock, well, 8 o'clock is really 9 o'clock, right? Because we took an hour away, and then you're going to be late for work. So please don't forget that. Set your clock. And you know something, you can do what I do. I don't wait until the 2 a.m. I'm not normally up that hour. And if I am, I want to make sure everything is in the clear, everything's okay. So what I usually do is, like in the afternoon, instead of 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock that Saturday afternoon, I start setting my clocks. In this case, setting it an hour up. Okay? And so we want you to do that. Set your clocks an hour up, an hour forward. You know how you remember this? They say, how do you remember all of that? Because each time you set your clocks, let's say it's spring, right? Remember, it's spring, spring up. And when you want to lose an hour, you go fall back. Remember, spring up, and in the fall, we go back. That's a great memory. That's the way you do it, okay? Anyway, that's one of the things I wanted to tell you about to keep on remembering that. That's what you have to do to set your clock up an hour, all right? Got that out of the way. I will repeat all of that a little later on in the program. We've got a lot of things to talk about today, and we do, of course, our normal routine. However, it's still going to happen. We're going to get sports. Brian Camp is going to come on with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Now, you know that he usually comes in, usually this part of the first half hour of the show. However, it's going to be a switch just for today. He's going to come on the second half hour of the show, somewhere about 10:40, somewhere in there. So we're going to rearrange the program a little bit. So some of the things that you normally hear at a certain time, you're going to hear them a little bit earlier. Okay? And so we get all of that out of the way, and then we'll have Brian come in. He'll come in around 10:40. And when he does, he'll still deliver the sports, and nothing changes in the department of asking questions if you have them sports related. When he comes in, you want to talk to him about sports, anything, questions. He's going to be talking about a lot of things because a lot of things will be happening in sports. We got baseball season coming up. We got March Madness. It's just around the corner. All of that is coming up. Baseball, the people are in spring training as we speak right now. Right? Some people are watching spring training games. I'm not really a spring training baseball addict or anything like that. I just wait for the big games. However, they're available just in case you want to watch it. But he'll talk more about that and talk about what's left in the basketball season. We already know football is all over, so we just move right along. So that Brian will be here 20 minutes to the hour. 20 minutes to the hour. That would be 10:40. We look forward to seeing them then, and he'll have all of that information for you. Also, later on, before we go off the air, I have those movies, each week, I have those movies that I give you. All right. Because I go into the archives of Turner Classic Movies because I love those classic movies, and I'm sure you do too. And each week, I always take my pick of the week for your weekend. Now, we know the weekend is coming up, and you're going to be doing a lot of things for the weekend, right? Pretty soon, you're going to be doing a lot of outdoor activities. But in the meantime, if you have a desire to stay home for the weekend, because sometimes the weekend is all you have, then of course you might want to be one of the ones that maybe want to catch up on some movies. A lot of people do Netflix and all of those things. All right. So I have movies that I'm going to add to your bucket list. I know you're already resourceful. You already know how to find the movies you want to watch. You got that. But I'm just going to give you my pick of the week for, to put into your bucket list of movies. All right. We'll talk about that later. That's all coming up right here on the show. And just in case you're just joining the show, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. And now, that being said, let's do what we normally do. Let's lift our cups. Because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Now, as I said, time and time again, doesn't have to be coffee. A lot of people don't drink coffee. Some people drink tea, cocoa, orange juice, milk, whatever you want. Just enjoy it with us, because we got a long way to go in the show, and we have so much. It's just an hour, but we have so much to jam into 1 hour. We're going to put in as much material as we possibly can. Now, for those of you who are joining us, we thank you. And if you'd like to say something, please feel free. And you come out here and say hi, we'll acknowledge you. We don't acknowledge you unless you say anything. I can see you when you come in, but I won't acknowledge until you say something out of respect, because you may not want to be put out there. And so that's why we respect that. And we have other people who would like to join in the conversation, and we're going to ask those people, and you, if you decide to do it, give us your weather forecast. Now, you're someplace, maybe not New York where we broadcast, but maybe you're in another city, in another part of the world, someplace in another continent, someplace, because we're all around the world, we're global. Give us your weather forecast. Now, the reason why I always ask for your weather forecast is because of the fact is that I like to compare the notes, compare my weather to your weather, and see what we got going, and share it with others as well. Okay, so we ask you to do that. Share your weather forecast with us. Let us know what's happening. And if you happen to be living in New York City or in the vicinity of New York, somewhere in that area, don't worry about that, because I will take care of that. I will provide everyone with the weather. So you guys have dodged a bullet. But for the rest of you coming from other places, share the weather, because we don't always share the same kind of weather. You may be raining over there. I may be sunny over here. You may be snowy over there. It may be raining over there. And it may be just dark and gloom everywhere. I don't know. But just share it with us. And it doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. It could be just something short and sweet, like a little emoji that will say, hey, he's got sunny skies. She's got rainy weather. Something like that. Temperatures, whatever. I will give you the full forecast on my time when we're ready to do it. Okay, so we've got that going, and this is the month of March. And as I said, we've got March Madness coming along. We got all of that coming along. March Madness, you're looking forward to that? Okay, we got a lot of things coming along. What we're celebrating this month, too, we're celebrating Irish American Heritage Month. Now, to all of my friends from Ireland, and even the people from not from Ireland, but they're Irish and they live here, or maybe they were once living in Ireland somewhere and they're here. We want to wish you a happy Irish American Heritage Month. And we're celebrating that all month. And within all of that, on the 17th of this month, we've got St. Patrick's Day. There's a lot of celebrations to be had. All right, we got St. Patrick's Day. We've got parades coming around. And if you're living in New York, you know how it is in New York. I don't have to tell you guys who live in New York. We're the #1 mecca for parades. Now, we've got a lot of parades. There's a parade for every celebration. And the St. Patrick's Day Parade is one of the biggest parades, along with the Puerto Rican Day Parade, two of the biggest parades to go up Fifth Avenue. In this case, down Fifth Avenue, because I think all the parades go downtown. But it's coming. We've got that, so we're celebrating. And if you have anything to say about Irish American Heritage Month, there's something that you want to convey to us, like maybe there's a certain, I don't know, maybe you have festivities coming along that you want to promote that has to do with St. Patrick's Heritage Month, St. Patrick's Day, or the Irish American Heritage Month, feel free. We'll talk about it. We celebrate everything here. Listen, I celebrate if I get a hangnail, I'll celebrate, because a hangnail means it's a dead nail, it'll fall off, but then on the bright side of it, a new one grows back. So we celebrate everything. Okay, so that's what we got here, Irish American Heritage Month. And this month too, we have National Women's History Month. There's another great celebration. We're not going to block that out because that's very important. Women have done great things in this country, are continuing to do great things in this country. And we must acknowledge that there are a lot of great women who have made big differences in this country. So that's why we set aside National Women's History Month for the whole month. And of course, you women, if there's certain things that you want to elaborate on, let's talk about it. What do you know? All right. And maybe you are someone who may make a difference, or maybe there's someone that you know that's not quite as famous or put out there or with a lot of notoriety, have done something great. We want to put them out there and let them share the spotlight with other people who have done great things. All right. So we'll celebrate that too. It's national. Well, I guess you could say they didn't put it here. My producers didn't put it here, but it's Red Cross Month. So I'll say National Red Cross Month. All right. It's one of the things you do. And a lot of people donate to organizations such as Red Cross. And Red Cross over the years, over many years, even before I was born, have done many things, especially people like in the military, things like that, Red Cross. And they celebrate it. People donate to them. People like Red Cross, they donate to that, and other organizations that is very important. We help out. And so that's something we'll talk about too, if you like to talk about Red Cross Month. Okay. Also, being on the physical and the healthy side, we also acknowledge that this is National Cerebral Palsy, National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. Okay, that's another thing that we look out to. You know, anyone who's under that umbrella, we make awareness of that. And you have Endometrius Awareness Month too. That's kind of a disease or a handicap that's normally done with women. Endometrius. So we have Awareness Month for that. Also, we have Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. All month long, this is going to be talked about. So we have all of that. And any of you who come under the umbrella of that, make aware. If you're an experienced person, make other people aware. It's just like people, they develop cancer, they overcome it, and they make others aware of it, right? So those are what we have all of this month. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. It's 24 minutes past the hour right now, coming up to 25 minutes past the hour. And again, we've got a lot of things coming along. As I told you earlier, if you're wondering why Brian is not on the air, you're just walking in here and you're wondering why Brian is not here doing sports. No. Sometimes he doesn't show up for whatever reason. And in every reason, it's some kind of reason. Maybe it's technical or something like that. But this time around, we're changing the schedule of the show around for the benefit of Brian Command, because he's coming in on the next half hour of the show, which is about 10:40. And he will still have the latest developments in today's world of sports. And of course, again, if you have any questions when he comes in, please feel free to answer. You guys are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. You'll get a chance to see him on the screen as well as talk to him. That won't be the same thing for the people who are watching us on Instagram. It's not the same thing. But you'll get a chance to talk to him just as well. You still get a chance to talk to him just as well. I want to say hello to Duncan. Duncan, how are you today? And I thank you very much for that little thought there. Duncan, I've known for a long time. Duncan where are you these days, Duncan? Because everybody moves around. Sometimes I don't see you for a while. Are you still in Texas? Is that where you are still, Texas? I know a lot of people move around, but Duncan is watching us on Instagram right now. So, and then I want to say hello to Warren Dassel, who is watching us on Facebook. And Warren is coming out of North Carolina. He's coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He's watching us there. And he's got sunny skies over there so far in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sunny skies. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies that I see. And you know something, with that being sung, I am going to give you my weather forecast. For those of you who are going to be coming in and indulging in conversation, give us your weather forecast. Duncan, in the meantime, what's your weather forecast over there? Give us a little thing that you have over there so we can kind of compare notes. In the meantime, I'm going to give you my weather forecast. If you're coming out of New York City, if you're in New York someplace, you don't have to worry about it, because I am going to recite the weather forecast that we have here in New York City. Now, it was pretty cold this morning. It's 41 degrees right now. And I went out to the gym this morning and it was pretty cold. It was cold. We had that warm weather prior, but, the weather is gotten a little bit colder now, but it gets better. All right. So we'll start off with this. Today is Friday. It's 47 degrees. I already said that. We're going to have a mix of clouds and sun today. We'll have a high around 50 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Winds will occasionally gust up to 40 miles per hour. So it's not so much that it's cold, but it's the wind that's making it cold. And that's the wind there, 40 miles per hour. And for tonight, it's going to be overcast skies. We'll have a low 38 degrees. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday, tomorrow, oh, that's my favorite time. Saturday is my favorite day of the weekend. All right. That's the thing. I used to sort of call it cut up weekend. Because back when I was younger, I used to party all night, all day on a Saturday into Sunday and Sunday into Monday. Never knew when to stop. I don't know if people actually party that hard anymore, if they have any venues anymore for these young people to dance and have a good time. I'm glad I came through an era where I actually enjoyed that. Anyway, for Saturday, we've got some clouds in the morning. We'll give way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. We'll have a high around 48 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And it'll be higher wind gusts. So you still have those gusty winds there. And Saturday night will be clear skies, low 31, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, Sunday is a day of rest, if you dare. Some people don't know how to rest. But if you're working, you'll rest. And you take that day of rest for Sunday, and whatever you do, you go to church or whatever it is. It looks like this, except for an afternoon, for a few afternoon clouds. It'll be mainly sunny for Sunday. and we'll have a high of 51 degrees. Winds will be west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And repeating our current temperature in New York City, Central Park, over there at the Battery, over there, we got 47 degrees outside. Now, I'm not saying at the Battery, it could be a little bit colder because the Battery is right near the water, you know? And of course, New York City is surrounded by water. We're just one big little island in the middle of the, it's just like in the middle of water. One little island in the middle of water, surrounded by water. It's just like in Nevada or California. You got a patch of land in the middle of the desert, and you call it the oasis. Anyway, we thank you so much for being along with us for this Friday. And in just a few minutes from now, Brian's going to be along with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports. You know, I mentioned this last night on the show, and I want to just bring it to your attention. You know, I've gotten a notice, and I'm pretty sure you got all kinds of wacky notice. If you're on social media, you're going to get all kinds of wacky notices, especially on Facebook. There's something about Facebook that has this thing that they send you notes and threats, and you wonder why. Well, this past week, and even prior, I've had these things going on. And after a while, you get immune to it, and you say, oh, you know, forget about it. I don't care. Do what you want. I've gotten a notice on my Facebook, and I have a couple of Facebook pages. I have this Facebook page that you're watching this show on right now. That's my regular Facebook page. And then I have my fan base page. And then I have Frank Allan Productions Facebook page. And then I have another one called Music Beat, which when I was a disc jockey, I had a show called Music Beat, but I never took that page down. I tend to keep it up because people enjoy it. They like to post some of the oldie stuff, you know, music and all kinds of nostalgia things on, and I enjoy watching them too. So my fan base page was threatened, you see, and they told me, you know, that I had violated something that's not set with the community. I didn't get it, right? Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have gotten something like that. Now, when they tell you you violated something, they never tell you what you violated so you can straighten the problem. The only thing they told me is that get in touch with us and let's see if that's you. If you feel that it's not you and you want to rebuke it, please contact. Here's a link. Hit that link and contact us. Well, that threw up a red flag right away. And so with my experience of all of this, and later on, as I never bothered to contact them, I never bothered to click on any links, they got back to me, I think it was the day before yesterday, say, you have 24 hours. We try to contact you before, you have 24 hours. 24 hours. And if we don't hear from you, we are going to delete your fan page. 24 hours went by, and it's almost like it's 48 hours now. My fan page is still up there. So the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you're not sure that it's actually Facebook or people from Facebook that actually send you that, then don't do it. You know, if you want to take a chance on having your Facebook deleted, if they threaten you to delete it, and if they do delete it when they say they're going to delete it, then you know it's legit. Then you can always, of course, get another Facebook page, start another Facebook page going on. But it didn't look right to me. And I don't press links. I'm finished pressing links. That's another thing. Don't press links unless you know what they are. Even with your cell phone. All kinds of links come up. Press this. You have won $50,000. Please claim it. You're going to claim it. Click onto that link. Don't be a damn fool. All right? And it's getting worse now that this new administration that's in are doing a lot of things, a lot of malicious things to get hack into your account, maybe your bank account, Social Security, whatever, which is something we'll talk about later. All right, don't do it. Don't press on the link. So my Facebook fan page is still up there, and there were no more threats after that. So I guess I was right, and I just didn't care if they had linked or deleted it, then I would have started another one. Now, if something happens, just for a heads up, if something happens where this page that you're watching the show on now, for you Facebook people who are watching the show on now, if this happens to be deleted and I can't, and they won't allow me to do a new one, then we're going to use another platform as our primary platform because the show is going to go on. And that means we're going to go over to YouTube as our primary platform because Facebook is our primary platform right now. And then you have YouTube and then Instagram and whatever. So I just brought that out to you. I think it was important for you to know that. It's very important for you to know that. So please be aware that there's a lot of fraud out there. And after a while, you get tired of it and you just don't pay it any mind. And because you don't pay it any mind, don't think that you're going to go to jail for it. You're not going to go to jail. The worst thing that could happen is they delete it. And if they do delete it, that means it was legitimate. And then you could also start all over again. I know starting all over again after all of these years, you've been using the same Facebook page all of these years. And all of a sudden someone takes it away from you and now you have to start all over again. I know, frustrating, very frustrating. Okay, thank you so much for joining us here on the Coffee Hour. Frank Allan is my name. And thank you so much for being along. Stay with us. Sports up in just a few minutes. Captain America: Brave New World is celebrating a muted victory after keeping its box office streak going for the third weekend in a row. Audiences are still turning out to see the Star-Spangled Man with a Plan, a title now owned by Anthony Mackie, following Chris Evans, who made the departure from the franchise as Steve Rogers. The latest MCU entry hasn't budged from its #1 spot since debuting on February and secure another victorious weekend by grossing $15 million in a domestic market, bringing its overall tally to $116.7 million, $340.7 million globally. So that sounds like it's a good movie to me. Eric Clapton, a prominent solo artist and former member of a band called the Yardbirds and Cream, just shared major career news that got fans hyped up. The legendary guitarist has announced that he'll be going on a short U.S. tour as this fall, beginning with the first concert on September 9th. Clapton will play a total of 6 shows throughout September, with stops in Nashville, Tennessee, Cleveland, Ohio, Philadelphia, Boston, New York City, and Uncasville, Connecticut. Now, fans who are interested in buying tickets should check the listing for their local show, as available pre-sales start as early as March 4th, which, of course, that was just a couple of days ago, so they're on sale now. Walt Disney Studios has hired former Warner Brothers executive Andrew Cripps as head of the theatrical distribution. He replaces Tony Chambers, who was recently named president of the Walt Disney Company in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Cripps started early this week and reported to Kathleen Taft, the studio's president of production, franchise, management, and theatrical distribution. Joey Mollet, the last surviving original member of the rock band called Badfinger, has died. His death was announced on Sunday. Mollet passed away Sunday night, surrounded by his girlfriend Mary, 2 sons, and other family members. Once arrangements are made for Mollet's, it will be shared publicly. He was 77 years old. Carl Dean, Dolly Parton's husband for nearly 60 years, died Monday in Nashville, Tennessee, according to the statement provided to the Associated Press by Parton's publicist. Dean will be laid to rest in a private ceremony with immediate family attending. family has asked for respect and privacy at this time. No cause of death was announced. He was 82 years old. And lastly, Roy Ayers, a legendary American vibraphonist, composer, and pioneer of jazz funk, died Tuesday. Ayers passed away in New York City after a long illness. A specific cause of death was not immediately disclosed. He was 84 years old. Birthdays today. Poet Amanda Gorman is 27 years old today. Comedian Wanda Sykes is 61. Leon Silvers of the Silvers is 72 years old today. Ernie Isley of the Isley Brothers is 73. Tammy Faye Baker, the late Tammy Faye Baker, would have been 83. Musician Hamilton Bohannon would have been 84. Actor Daniel J. Travanti is 85 today. Actor James Broderick, the late James Broderick, would have been 98 years old today. And the late actress Anna Magnani, a great Italian actress, would have been 118 years old. So that's what's happening in the world of entertainment as voices go along. Keep those voices. We, of course, salute you as far as your entertainment goes. We salute you. We remember you on your birthday, whether you're here, and if you're not here, we remember you anyway. And we pay homage to you. So happy birthday. Now, those of you who may be celebrating birthdays, of course, we'd like you to get in touch with us. If you would like us to announce your birthday here with us, you can do it yourself, you know. You can do it yourself. But if you are that shy and you would rather for me to take the weight, I would do it. All you have to do is get in contact with me. I have an email address and a telephone number. I'll give you the email address first. Email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. That's a very important detail, because if you spell Allan other than the way I just told you, it won't get to me. That's A-L-L-A-N. Prod is P-R-O-D. P-R-O-D. That's short for productions. It's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That information I just gave you, I want you to keep it handy, wherever you are. Keep it in your electronic devices. We want you to do that. This way, it would be there for you, and all you have to do is use it. You'll keep it in your computer. You can keep it in anywhere where you can get easy access to it. All right. And computers, cell phones, whatever, all of those electronic devices, you can keep them there. Right. So let me give you that email address again. It's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. The telephone number, 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. It's time now to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're going with Brian with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Here you go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be around the world. I'm coming live from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where it is a frigid, not too bad, but 48 degrees and cloudy. It's going to be cloudy all day. The high will be 58 degrees. Hope all is well with everyone out there tuning in. It's that time of the year again for March Madness, but not just yet. Not just yet. Sunday will be Selection Sunday for these teams and these schools around the nation who would participate in March Madness, men's and women. So we're not quite there yet. We're still having these here conference tournaments that will decide the seedings, number 1 seedings to number 16 seedings. East, West, South, and North will have their conference and your bracket. So these here office pools will have their brackets. I know you're ready. You're going to pick a Cinderella team. Let's get it on. March Madness is fastly approaching. It is here, but not just quite yet. We got to wait again for the seedings. So we're going to get to the sports right away because time is short. Commissioner Bob Manfred is considering the family of Pete Rose request to be removed for the ineligible list. Now, Manfred has considered a petition filed on January 8th of early this year by Pete Rose family. Now, Pete Rose was thought in his last and final interview before he did pass away and die at the age of 83 in September of 2024, said he believed, this is his own words, before he died, he said he believed that when he dies, that's when he'll make the Hall of Fame. And, you know, some of you sports writers, these beat writers from years ago, you all hold grudges. You are very unforgiving people. Pete Rose was a great baseball player. You may not like what he did. Yes, he did say he was guilty. He lied about it, but then finally he did confess that he did bet on games as a manager. But as a Hall of Famer, as a player, I think that you're viewed about what you do on the field, not so much of what you did off the field. He played hard. He played to the highest expectation. So we want Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to lead the parade as soon as they get closer and closer to determine. The WNBA 23 Grand Slam tennis legend Serena Williams is joining the Toronto Tempo ownership group. The organization, the team primarily owned by Kilmore Sports Ventures, chaired by Larry Tannenbaum, and is led the team president, Teresa Reddish. Now the Tempo will be the 15th team in the WNBA. Serena Williams already owns stakes in the Miami Dolphins, the Angel City FC, and the Los Angeles Golf Club. So yes, congratulations. Women are taking ownership in sports of owning teams. So we are happy to see that and happy to hear that. So also speaking about women, the WTC, the WTA, the Women's Tennis Association, has just announced the other day that any pregnant woman who plays tennis will be paid full for 12 months for paternity leave. Yes, you have a baby, you will be paid. And any mother who is adopted or segregate will get paid for 2 months. So it's that time. It's that time for women to start taking their stand, and we are happy for it. It started with many women from years ago who sacrificed a lot, and we are so happy that this is happening for the women of sports, but not only in sports, but outside of sports as well. So congratulations to the WTA and the WNBA for doing this here, for women to stand out. We need more of you women to come forth who has that power, and have, of course, to have the money too as well. So congratulations. This day in sports, March 7th, 1857. 1857. That was a long time ago. Major League Baseball decided 9 innings constitutes an official game. Not 9 runs, 9 innings constitute as an official game. 1979, Warren Giles and Hack Wilson selected into Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. 1996, Magic Johnson is the second NBA player to reach 10,000 career assists. 2016, Peyton Manning announces his retirement from the Denver Nuggets and the NFL. Birthdays today. 1950, happy birthday to the late Franco Harris, NFL running back, Hall of Famer, 4-time Super Bowl champion for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was born in Fort Dix, New Jersey. 1950, J.R. Richard, Major League Baseball, flame drummer. He was a flamer. He used to pitch like over 100 miles per hour. For the Houston Astros, was born in Vienna, Louisiana. 1952, happy birthday to Lynn Swann, NFL wide receiver, Hall of Famer, 4-time Super Bowl champion, was born in Alcola, Tennessee. 1960, happy birthday, Joe Carter, Major League Baseball 2-time World Series champion, was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And happy birthday, 1968, on this day, Jeff Kent, Major League Baseball second baseman, used to play for the New York Mets, and yes, my San Francisco Giants, was born in Bellflower, California. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
Hey, that's good. And we're looking forward to all of the events that are on the back burner, but won't be back there for long, like March Madness.
Oh, I
Um,
can't wait. I cannot wait for March Madness. It's going to be, woo, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. Next Thursday, I believe, is the opening of March Madness. It's going to be
yeah.
from 11 a.m. to 12 midnight. Let's get
Wow,
it on.
that's a lot of popcorn and hot dogs and cold drinks to save up on. A lot of people are going to be doing that. Can't
Right?
wait for that.
Exactly.
That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention in your earlier report about Pete Rose, I'm totally incensed by that because I said it even before Pete Rose died, he should be in that Hall of Fame. I,
Absolutely.
I said that even before he died. And if he makes the Hall of Fame, I would be even more, I'd be glad for him, but I would be even more pissed off that they wait until, he's gone and no longer with us.
Well, they did that already. Pete Rose passed away. I think they're
Yeah.
going to do that to a lot of players. They're going to probably do it to the home run king, Barry Bonds. And, it's a shame, you know. But again, these sports writers, these beat writers, they hold grudges for not granted, for getting permission for like an interview. Sports writers, let's be real. They write some harsh, terrible things. That's their job. I get that point, but they take it
Mhm.
to the extreme where it gets personal.
Mhm.
It should never ever get personal.
Yeah. We have a New York sports writer. I'm not really up on him, but I hear he's pretty good. Mike Lupica. You know anything about Mike Lupica?
Oh, legendary Mike Lupica. Oh, he's been around for many years. Mike
Yeah.
Lupica has been around for decades, and I believe he still worked for the Daily News. I mean, he first came on when I remember when Dick Young was a sports
Mm.
writer for the Daily News, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, Mike Lupica for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then you had I can't think of his name right offhand. James Breslin, Jimmy Breslin.
Jimmy Breslin, yeah,
Another one. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, we got you on. We got you on today. We had to switch off, but that's all the most important things that you were here to do, and we thank you for that. And we'll catch you back here next week as well.
Okay, everybody, listen, enjoy your weekend. You just watch sports all weekend. Just stay away from the politics, from those
Yeah,
cable news. You don't want that. Trust
yeah,
me. Don't get me
yeah.
started. Don't get me started.
And Brian, I know this doesn't mean much to you because you're retired, but set your clock up an hour this weekend.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to sleep. I want to sleep away anyway. So yeah, I will. I
You
will.
see, I
Yeah,
told you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Take care. Enjoy, everybody.
All right. I knew it didn't matter to him. But he's got to do it anyway. We're all going to do it. We all should do that. We'll tell you more about that later on in the program. I just want to quickly expand on a couple of things because I do have a movie to tell you about. I only have one movie this week. Um, Yesterday, I read that Target is facing a 40-day consumer boycott, and it started Wednesday over the company's shift away from diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know all about that. There's a lot of people who are just shifting away from that. And so he's asking from Target, all you people, don't buy anything for the next 40 days. I've got you beat because I'm not doing it at all. The next 40 days. All right. And this was called by Reverend Jamel Bryant. He's a prominent Atlanta mega church pastor who started the boycott in the first place. He started it on January 24th into the days into the days Donald Trump's pregnancy, abortion. No, his presidency. The presidency. That's the other good word for his presidency is abortion. Yeah, I said it. Target announced it was eliminating higher goals for minority or hiring goals for minority employees. So if they don't want to hire you, if they don't want to hire anyone that looks like you, then you don't need to invest in the money. Target, and I understand, and I only heard it through the grapevine. I don't know how true it is, and I didn't really research it that much. But I heard they took for the past day when they had that big, what was it called, the blowout day? The Target did a big hit of billions of dollars. They got hit hard of billions of dollars. That's passing. I don't know how true it is. I have to research that, find out for myself. The reason why I couldn't tell you right now is because I didn't have the time because I had to come on the air. But I heard that in passing, coming on the air. So there you go. You're doing a good job. And if they don't want to hire you, fire them. Simple as that. Simple as that. And you heard about, and you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched it, a lot of people didn't watch it. The Trump joint address, as he addressed Congress, which is supposedly people had wanted just to check it out. I had no intentions of checking it out. I was forced to check it out because I had to watch something that was more important than that speech. A wrestling match with the WWE, more important. That just shows you how important that it was over there. But that was out. I didn't get a chance to see that. That was preempted. And so I said, well, what the hell? Let me see what he's going to say, as if I didn't know he was going to say. And of course, you saw it. If you saw it in its entirety, you know that Representative Al Green, the Democrat from Texas, was removed from the House chamber that night after a dispute at Donald Trump when he was doing his speech. And they threw him out because he was boisterous. He came out and said what he had to say. And yet, Marjorie Taylor Greene and the others, when they did that with Joe Biden, they walked on water. Remember when Obama was a president? What was the yell out? Liar, liar. They didn't throw him out. You see? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Have you ever heard of chickens coming home to roost? Or you reap what you sow, or you pay what you get for? You ever heard those phrases? Well, it's coming along because a lot of Republicans in the red states are feeling the pinch now. They thought all of these things that were supposed to happen to other people, not them, because they voted for this guy. And now they're feeling it. And I got to tell you, I don't feel a damn bit sorry for you because now, as I said many times before all of this went down, I said, you are going to wind up in the trenches with the rest of us. So get down there and start digging. Claw your way out of it. Be a man, be a woman. Okay? Anyway, quickly, I want to tell you about the movie that I have. And I only have one. I didn't even scratch the surface on this. I'll probably talk more about it, because I know there's a lot to talk about next week. Anyway, I have one movie this week, and it's called A Hard Day's Night from 1964, starring the Beatles. I love the Beatles. And this you can check out on Turner Classic Movies at Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, A Hard Day's Night. And I want to send you to Turner Classic Movies to scroll down the program guide, because there may be other movies that you may like that I didn't mention, only that this was my pick of the week. And so go there. And then while you're there, check out all of the free movies, pay-per-view, and all of the things. They have great documentaries, children programming, and sporting events, everything that you want. I don't know why I'm telling you this, because you already know this. You're very resourceful. You've got that. You have Netflix. You have Paramount Plus. You got a whole gang of things. Hulu. You got all of that. But I just wanted to add my 2 cents to it, and that's the movie that I suggest that you watch, A Hard Day's Night from 1964 with the Beatles, and let me know how you like it. I enjoyed it. You know, that was the heyday of the Beatles when they had the British invasion. They came to America, and they were phenomenal back then. A great phenomenon. Anyway, guys, I thank you so much for watching. Right now, my weekend is officially underway, so that means I'm going to tear out of here. But I will be back on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. And on that show, you'll get a chance to see Brian Camp, who will come along with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you then. Let's make a date to do that. Also, let's make a date to come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour, along with Brian Camp, as you just saw him. He'll have the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And you, me, and the rest of us against the whole wide world will be here. Okay, so we'll look forward to seeing you there. And don't forget, set your clocks 1 hour forward this weekend. This is the last time I'm telling you because I got to go. Set your clock 1 hour forward. And make sure that's done. That's at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Until then, have yourself a great morning, great afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. Talk to you soon. Take care.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.